Welcome back to Middlesbrough, today's location for our pop-up week. We've been up and down the country seeing if the green shoots are real, and here's what we found in one Middlesbrough community. Welcome to Bin Alley. This is how the narrow back street between two sets of Middlesbrough terraces looked 8 years ago. This is how it looks today. And it looks completely different, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
It's great.
Now.
It's great.
And what difference has that made?
Oh, it's made loads of difference. I mean, you only have to walk into the next alley and look at that. No, I mean, it's just full of dog muck and rubbish and chairs and beds and stuff like that. This is great.
With no one cleaning it up for them, the residents decided to do it for themselves.
I mean, you can't just sit on your bum all day, can you? A lot of people do.
It's an approach he says everyone in the region is having to adopt in the face of tough economic times. He says they can't rely on a government which feels far away, and not just in terms of miles.
Well, they look after their patch and we look after ours. It's like I was unemployed for a year and I started my own little business up, and I look after this and I do backyards.
Unemployment, though, isn't the only issue. Tony and Angie both work, but it's still a struggle.
The difference in wages and house prices and things like that, we're very low compared to that. I mean, what's the average wage in the south? About 20-odd thou. Will be it. I mean, I'm on 15, so that's full-time work.
There is optimism here, though. Some even admit the hint of green shoots. But like transforming their own backyard, they say it won't happen quickly.
It is easy, but it's going to take a long time before it does come round.
And we've been asking for your input online. You've been sending us images of your Middlesbrough and also tweeting about life, jobs and what it's like to live here. Darren Winter, who tweets under the handle Futures Green, says, "Story about Middlesbrough you should tell is that it's not awful or grim, has opportunities, friendlier people." But Ian Robinson, aka Eyes Wide Shut 75, has a bleaker perspective, telling us, green shoots in Middlesbrough, endless 0-hour contracts, workfare, no jobs. I've been referred to a food bank. Richard Piers Rayner is a graphic novel artist and a native of the North East, a son of Middlesbrough. Author of Road to Perdition, which was turned into a major Hollywood film, he's an artist whose work across a range of comics, including Doctor Who, has made use of the extraordinary transport bridge here. And he's now artist in residence at Middlesbrough Football Club. Well, Richard joins me now. Richard, you're a native of Middlesbrough, a very proud son of Middlesbrough. What is it about this town that you think is so special?
Well, I think one of the real things that sums it up is that little shield out there with the name Erimus underneath, which means we shall be, which is just the sense of enduring, of revitalising, of where necessary, reinventing ourselves.
But, I mean, that has been necessary, isn't it? We've talked tonight about steely resolve. That's what the bridge is all about, isn't it? And you've needed that steely resolve.
Certainly true. And as I said, the reinvention as well. The bridge is a beautiful symbol of Middlesbrough and of Teesside. It stood here since it was opened in 1911. And the town
we're
has
on the
grown
bridge
up.
now.
We are actually in motion as we speak. The town spread out that way. The bridge has endured. It's been here all the time as a symbol. And I've used it as that obvious visual key to what Teesside means.
I mean, it wasn't just about steely resolve, it was also supposed to identify the soaring ambitions of the town. I mean, do you still feel Middlesbrough has soaring ambitions in the deepest difficulties?
Absolutely, 100%. And you know what really symbolises as much as the bridge? It's that football club over there. They're talking about reinvention and resolve and
optimism.
And optimism. Every Saturday morning I wake up fired with optimism, which sometimes slowly dissolves as the weekend progresses. But that symbolises the belief and, as you say, optimism.
And the football club itself is important, really important in this town, whether it wins or loses.
Been here since 1876, winning amateur cups, comparatively recently winning a major cup, and it's. I've been going to see the Borough since 1961 from my grandma's house outside Ayrton Park. And you've had the high times and low times, some great times, sometimes when you've shed tears, That's what Teesside is.
And you're a borough boy who's had massive success. Road to Petition, enormous.
That was quite good too. Yeah.
But being artist in residence at
It's a
Middlesbrough.
football club. That's the thing I am most proud of, being the artist in residence for the borough. That means everything. 13th year.
And coming home means everything.
And that's what the first thing you see. The bridge is the first thing you see when you come home, illuminated at night. Train or bus, it means I'm coming home.
And just for one final word, sometimes, you know, people talk about Middlesbrough as grim and bleak.
Beautiful.
It's not how you see it.
No, it's not bleak at all. It's beautiful. As a kid, I had adventures in those streets. The streets are gone, the town's growing, it's changing, it's evolving. I think that's what Middlesbrough's all about.
And you think it will fight its way through this downturn?
Always. It'll revive, it'll regrow. It's a brilliant place.
Richard, thank you very much. Well, tomorrow, Pop-Up returns. We will be going to Cumbria. And then on Friday, we will be in Edinburgh. So email, text us with all your views. But for now, that's it. Back to Sarah in London.